Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury.
Ray Douglas Bradbury was born on August 22, 1920 in Illinois. As a young child, Bradbury wanted to become a fireman when he grew up. Ray Bradbury started his career at an early age. When he was 12, he wrote a sequel to a science fiction novel. At this point in his life, he knew he was going to be a writer. In the past, Bradbury had put all his focus and interest on outer space and familiar earthbound settings. He did not attend college. Instead, he applied for the military and later was rejected for bad eyesight. Bradbury decided to stick to writing in short stories and magazine articles. Ray enjoyed going to the movies and reading in libraries. In 1934, the Bradbury family moved to Los Angeles, where Ray still currently lives. On September 27, 1947, Ray Bradbury decided to marry Maggie McClure. They had 4 daughters together. Ray still is alive and happy. Famous quote from Ray Douglas Bradbury: "Prevent the future, not predict it." In the book Fahrenheit 451, there is a fireman named Guy Montag. Firemen in this society are not like the firemen we have today. Their job is to destroy houses of those who read books. To start, Montag met a young girl named Clarice McClellan, and she changed everything. She taught Montag how to look at things differently. She taught him how to think. This thinking got Montag into big trouble at the fire station. He started reading books, and in this society, books are banned. Montag stood up for what he believed in. Later on, this set Montag on a run for his life. He was being chased by the cops and caused them to kill an innocent man. Montag was free and no longer stuck in a world where everyone is too wrapped up in themselves and everything around them. Fahrenheit 451 is an overall good book that explains Montag's journey to try and change his society.
Ray Bradbury creates many characters in this book. The first is Guy Montag. He was very cautious, mysterious, anxious, brave, and different to an extent. The second character is Clarice McClellan. She was beautiful, thoughtful, friendly, caring, and strange to some people. Third is Captain Beatty. He was mysterious, cunning, well-read, sly, and controlling to the people under him. Next is Mildred Montag. She was loud, obnoxious, conceited, unaware, and psychotic to the readers. Last but not least is Faber. He is elderly, smart, shy, cowardly, and clever.
Fahrenheit 451 takes place in the future in a well-populated neighborhood where everybody knows everybody. It affects Ray Bradbury because he had to write in a futuristic way, meaning he had to predict how our world today would be and how the people of our time would talk and act. The setting was also significant to the purpose because he aimed to prevent the world from becoming what it is today.
One theme of Fahrenheit 451 is don't let people tell you how to live your life. In this society, government tried to control every aspect of your life. They controlled what you thought, learned, and what you did for fun. It told you that life was about having fun and thinking was overrated. But Montag was one of the very few who went against the rules set by the government. He found that life had much more meaning when you lived how you wanted. Another theme is that if we continue to rely on technology to control our lives, our future is doomed. In Fahrenheit 451, everything revolves around technology, and no one thinks, reads, or takes time to look at the world around them. Our world is beginning to look more and more like this every day, and if something doesn't change, we will end up like the people in this book, destructive and careless. A conflict of Fahrenheit 451 is that Montag's job was to burn books, but he enjoyed reading them also. This is an internal conflict because it happened within himself. Montag was a fireman, but in his society, his job was to burn books in houses of book readers. One day, as he snuck a book home with him, he began to read it and realized that reading was enjoyable. His job as a fireman ended after he escaped to the country to read books freely. A second conflict is that Montag could not let anybody know he was reading the books. This was internal because it was a struggle he faced within himself. In this society, books were a crime. No one read, and anyone that did had major consequences. Their houses were burnt, and they were sent to prison. But Montag broke the rules. He read the books, and eventually Captain Beatty found out.
Those who don't build must burn. This means that those who don't assist creation have a tendency towards destruction. Those who are willing to contribute to a group or society are the ones more likely to bring it down. For some reason, everyone nowadays knows absolutely certain that nothing will ever happen to me. Others die, I go on. Those who don't build must burn. This is a saying that everyone thinks that it will never be me that gets caught with the books until they're the ones that go down with the book. It was a pleasure to burn. It was a pleasure to see things eaten, to see things blackened and changed. In other words, this means it was delightful to see things destroyed and demolished, and it made Montag feel fresh and renewed. Do you know why books such as this are so important? Because they have quality. And what does quality mean? To me, it means texture. The books have pores. Faber tells Montag it's not really the books he's looking for, but the meaning they contain.
Ray Bradbury uses technology that wasn't invented in the 50s to further explain the futuristic setting. For example, he mentions a device similar to a Bluetooth. In the book, it says, "And in her ears the little seashells, with thimble radios tamped light in an electronic ocean of sound." This was important because the seashell was used throughout this entire book. Also, Bradbury described an object much like a medical camera. When Mildred overdosed on sleeping pills, the camera was put into her stomach to see what's going on. In the book, it says the operator, by wearing an optical helmet, could gaze into the soul of a person whom he was pumping out. This device was important because this book may have led to the invention of the medical camera. Third, he described the door recognizing the handprint. In the book, it says he put his hand into the glove hole of his front door and let it know his touch. This was important because even today, doors recognizing your touch is not very common, so in a way, he predicted the future.